Hello, and welcome to the third video in this crash course. My name is Alistair, and I'm a professional software developer. That means I get paid to write code. I've been doing so for 15 or 20 years, something like that. I'm pretty old. Anywho, being professional just means that I get paid. It doesn't mean that I'm particularly smart. So take everything I say with that in mind. Anywho, so it's time to do some CRUD. And that means creating, reading, updating, and deleting. Except we won't be doing a lot of reading, but we will start to add data. So in the last video, we added these three tables. We have production companies, movies, and actors. And in hindsight, it would have been smarter just to do this in a console app, but I decided to do it as a web API. So we have Swagger, so it's fine. We can do our stuff, and I'm too lazy to start over. So let's start by making sure that we have our context, right? So private demo context, and we do our public demo controller. This is just basic like dependency injection. So demo context. We set demo context to be equal to demo context, and now we have demo context. That's nice. That's really nice. Except we don't dispose and stuff like that, but doesn't matter. Does it? No, it doesn't. Dependency injection. It will handle it for us. So that was a lot of ramble. So I have this post void thing, so we can test this out in Swagger. So I will write some code, and then we will do a step through, right? I'll add a breakpoint on it. It's all good. So first, we want to create a new movie. Let's start with that, because creating is good. I mean, let's call it new movie, because we have zero imagination. And we'll call that new movie. There we go. Great. Now, the ID is auto-incremented, but let's let the title be test, because why not? And our nullable year should not be a new datetime, because I decided to add that as that's maybe a mistake. Anywho, that's an int. So let's no 9083. Now guess how old I am. And production company, we want to set that to be a new production company. And that production company has a name of test company. Great. And actors, we want to set that to be a new list of actors. Right? Something like that. Let's call him someone. What do we have? Jim Carrey. He would be in a test movie. I was drunk for a second. So name equals Jim Carrey. Just like that. Not too important. And another new actor called something. What? Let's go with Megan Fox. That's a good name, right? And nope. And like this, nope. And like this. And why does it complain? No, because it's a new list. There we go. Now it's happy. And we have our new movie. And it should be all good and fine. So, really, really simple. Oh. yeah, that will solve everything. So we have our demo context. So let's do that. Demo context dot, and then we have our data DB sets. In this case, let's just add our movies, add, and new movie. It's basically, being a developer today is just you tapping. Have you noticed that? Anywho, ChatGPT is going to take over anyway. And when we have done this, we have to do save changes. You can also do a save changes async, but since we're not doing async right now, let's just do it sync. And that is basically it. So let's go and try that out. Sure, why not? Here we go. Try it out and execute. And here we go. So we have our new movie. Let's do a step. And if we inspect that, we can see that that movie consists of production company, test company, actors, which has 2 cases of yes. Yeah. Just notice that the ID is null. That might be due to it not being saved to the database. So we add it to our DB set and we save the changes. And it should be all good. So we didn't get any errors anyway, so that's good. And let's stop running it, because the only way we can really test if this happened is by doing something like view data. And here's our movie. And let's see what it did in access. Movie ID 1, movie ID 1, Megan Fox, Jim Carrey, that's a combination. And just for good measure, let's look at the production company as well. We have test company 1. So, it's all good. It's working. And I closed down the... Actually, and we're back again. So my headset just decided to turn off. That's lovely jubbly. But yeah, that's pretty simple. Good. And let's open our controller again. So now we have added the movie. Let's do test 2 as well, and that will be from... Let's do something recent. And I can show the issue I had with or the problem with the way we did many to many, because it should have been a one to many, but we'll fix that in another episode where we dive a little bit more into model binding and stuff like that. For now, let's just keep it simple and say that why can't I think of any actors right now? Normally I'm just Paul Rudd. He's funny, right? And Samuel L. Jackson. They seem like they would be a cool couple. Good. Yes. And let's do an update. Why not? Because I'm not sure that Jim Carrey is actually spelled like that. So we will add this movie just for the kick of it. But let's go and fetch Jim Carrey some way or another. So let's go to actors and view data. So he has ID 1. I'm pretty sure his name is spelled correctly, but we're going to spell it incorrectly now. So ID 1. So var edit actor. And we're going to say context. we're going to say actors, and we're going to say where ID equals 1, and we're going to do it as a single or default. Why not? Oh, there we go. So now we have our actor. We're going to say edit actor name equals. His name is actually James, so let's do James Carey. Good. Now it wants us to check if actor is null, so let's just do that, because if actor, this is so ugly, but let's do it like this because it's prettier. Up, 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 up. There we go. So we can just go context, actors, update, and pass in the entity that we just fetched. And Entity Framework will actually do the rest for us. So the SQL statement will be update, blah, 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 set, where, blah, 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 blah. Now we have our entity, our object, and we can manipulate it. We can then go in and say, hey, update this specific object, and we can go demo context save changes to make sure that we actually save the changes. I don't need this. Nope. So this is all good. Yes, it is. So let's try to run that. I don't know why it insists on booting up on my secondary monitor, but it does. So let's execute. So we have our edit actor. Let's see if it actually finds something. It does. And we can see we have Jim Carey. So it is not null. We will set the name to James Carey because he's formal like that. We will update the entity in actors, and we will save our changes. And there we go. Cool. Let's stop it. And let's look at the database. And his name is now James Carey, and also Samuel L. Jackson and Paul Rudd has been added. So that's good too. So finally, nope, wrong. Here we go. So finally, let's delete it, and I'll just add another company. And for shit and giggles, let's fetch one of the production companies that we already have, right? So we can go demo context, production companies, and we can say first. Now we know that first of default would be the right way, and then handle null exception and all that good stuff. But we know that we have one, so it's not really a problem. And yeah, let me show you the problem with the Samuel Jackson thing, because we're going to have duplicates, and the same thing with Paul Rudd. No, that's some actor I would like to delete. That's a really annoying actor. Cool. Oh, but we're not going to delete him. Anywho, so keeping it simple. Oh, let's do the deletion. Why not? So let's do var deleted actor. You know what? Actor to delete, and we will again do demo context, and we will do actors, and we will do where ID equals. Let's delete Paul Rudd. So that would probably be number 4, right? Let's go and see. Yeah, Paul Rudd. Oh, I really like him. That's a shame. He probably don't care. If actor to delete, Oh, Visual Studio, sometimes it helps and it's cool. Other times it really doesn't help that much. So we will do a demo context actors, and this time we will go remove and actor to delete. And I guess you have guessed it, but we have to do the save changes. So that is basically how to delete an actor. Let's just run it so we can see that it actually works, because it's always fine to. Jesus, what's with the secondary monitor? Anywho, it's always good to show that the stuff you say works actually works, right? So we are getting Paul Rudd. Let's have a look. There he is. Actor to delete is not null. It's not. Please do remove and save changes and continue. Good. Let's see if I close the window like this. That might be good. Yes, and let's refresh. So Paul Rudd is gone, but now we have 2 Samuel Jacksons. That's actually dumb. Nah. So let's remove this one. Let's update number 5 to be Paul Rudd. But that is also kind of showing the issue with the many-to-many thing that I decided to do. That was kind of dumb. Because, well, now we have 2 Samuel L. Jacksons, and ideally we would have a table with the actor ID and the movie ID. But again, I'm going to set that up in a later episode. It's something with use entity and creating a table, and it's not a hassle, but it's a bit out of the scope for what I want to show here. So pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Had the code been more complex, I would share it on Git, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Anywho, I hope you found this little video useful. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe. Yeah, and I will see you in the next episode.